My physique is slowly deteriorating. That's okay. It's all part of the process. Vigorous Steve here. So I've been missing in action for the last 2 weeks now. I haven't recorded a new video for the YouTube channel. I've just been uploading shorts and reels on Instagram and YouTube. So I figured it was just about time to give you guys a little update. What's going on with me. Now, first things first, as you can clearly tell, I've trimmed all of the hair off my head just in preparation for summer. I did that about 2 weeks ago after the last video about cerebralizing, where I asked you guys if you were okay with me trimming your hair. The majority of you guys said you were okay with this bald Steve. So going forward for the next 3 months, I'll be rocking, well, it's not really a haircut, but this is what it's going to be looking like. And then when I look in the preview screen on the camera, it's, well, I'm going to be very honest, it's not very appealing, but it's certainly very practical. Again, it's very hot in Thailand. This is one of the reasons why I came off cycle 3 weeks ago, which I'm very happy that I did, because in the course of like 2 to 3 weeks, it went from a moderate temperature, moderately hot, to a temperature that's probably the same as the surface of the sun. So I'm sweating 24/7. Even sitting here in the air conditioning, I'm still sweating. So this is one of the reasons why I trimmed my hair, just to cool down, have an opportunity to radiate all of my body temperature away. And now that I've been off cycles for 3 weeks, it's a little bit more tolerable. I can still train balls to the wall during the day if I go to the gym early enough. But because they started construction now on both sides of my house, it was very, very difficult to record videos. So while one construction site is taking a break, the other one is making noise. And when this one is taking a break, the next guy is making noise. So I could not record or sit through a video in its full entirety without hearing banging or drilling or people shouting all kinds of stuff in Thai, right, to get this construction under the way. So unfortunately, I had to shift my daily schedule from waking up at 6, 7 in the morning, going to bed at 10, to waking up at 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon when it's quite hot and impossible to train during this time, and then go to bed at 4. So this is what I'm doing right now. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening. When I'm done recording this video, I'll go to the gym and then work out from 9 o'clock in the evening to approximately 11 o'clock, pretty much right before closing time, and then do the rest of my work afterwards. So I might even get less tanned than I am right now. I'm already transparent. Again, I'm supplementing with injectable glutathione now 2 times per week. So my tan is probably going to go from pasty white to translucent / transparent. Bear with me, guys. It's all for the sake of this YouTube channel and for the sake of experimentation, because I do want to continue this injectable glutathione experiment. Now that I'm increasing the dosages a little bit, I'm experimenting with 1800 milligrams twice per week, which has some clinical evidence behind it that it might help to prevent non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I have another fibro scan coming up at the end of this month. So I have a fair comparison point before the previous cycle and after this last cycle, which just concluded. So we can see how much of a positive or negative effect it had on my liver after resolving the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease last year. So I'm continuing with this injectable glutathione until I get the results from the fibro scan. I will schedule another ultrasound on my heart for preventative measures. I'm not exactly sure when I can do a CT scan, but ideally I do a CT scan before I go back on cycle, somewhere around June or July of this year, again, when the temperature is coming down and I can actually train with the intensity that I want to train at. So while it's still excruciatingly hot, there will be no hair, there will be workouts in the evening. I will keep this schedule going of waking up around 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon and then recording my videos when the construction is finally done for the day. It might be next couple of 2 months, maybe even longer. It really depends on how fast these guys are finishing the buildings around me. One building was supposed to be done November last year, and they said the other building on the other side of my house was going to be done in 2 weeks, and now we're already 4 weeks ahead. That's the joys of living in Thailand. Right? I really want to keep this YouTube channel going, so my sincere apologies for not having any videos the last 2 weeks. I know a lot of you guys were starting to send me DMs, like, "What, Steve, what's up with all these shorts?" Some of these videos we've already seen. Again, this is videos that I'm kind of reformatting into an easy-to-digest format. A lot of you guys are enjoying these shorts, so I'm going to continue with them, try to pump out as many as I can, hopefully every day an informative video, and hopefully every day a short or a reel, right, depending on the platform where I'm uploading them. I've been off cycle now for 3 weeks, but I continued with ACG monotherapy at the same dose of 250 IUs 3 times per week. I will do my blood work at the end of this month to see where my testosterone levels are at. But at that time, there might still be a little bit of residual testosterone enanthate floating around in my system of the administrations I did pretty much 5 to 6 weeks before doing that blood work, which I'll schedule 2 weeks from now. So keep that in mind. Right, we'll have a little bit of serum testosterone coming from the ACG and perhaps a little bit of residual testosterone from administrations I did several weeks ago. And again, it will take multiple half-lives before the testosterone enanthate has completely cleared from my system. Ever since I stopped doing glute administrations and ventroglute administrations, I've really stayed on top of my deep tissue massage therapy. Previously, I was kind of avoiding that area, but now I really want to get this scar tissue and this bound up tissue under control. So that's weekly deep tissue massage therapy on my upper glutes, ventroglutes, and whatever else is very tight and bound up in that area because I want to get this knee pain under control. Now, luckily for me, even though the weights at the gyms have stayed pretty much the same, and actually I've gotten stronger, weirdly, but I keep reps in reserves now, so I'm not training anywhere close to failure. So I got a little bit stronger. And now 3 weeks after discontinuing the glute administrations, the knee pain is getting a lot less. Again, I'm getting stronger and I'm training legs twice per week. So I'm already getting results. I really hope you guys are getting some results of that video where I mentioned this particular issue as well. I think I've found a solution around it, but we'll save that for the next video titled Subcutaneous versus Intramuscular Steroid Administrations, or maybe a wordplay on that title. Stay tuned for that. It will drop tomorrow. My physique is slowly deteriorating. That's okay. It's all part of the process. And you can't stay big and hard and dense forever. As soon as you come off cycle, you go back to ACG monotherapy or even a cruise dose, your physique is going to look, well, less cosmetically pleasing. So I've been taking my progress pictures on a week-to-week basis, just like I did before, where I can keep track of how I'm improving. Now I'm keeping track of how I'm regressing. So these are not exactly progress pictures. They're more like regression pictures. And this is what I look like as of last weekend, which is already a noticeable difference compared to the progress pictures I took about 4 weeks ago when I came off cycle. Going forward, I'm sure my physique is going to look worse. I'll try to keep it respectable. My main goal is to keep the body fat levels under control for the next 3 months or so, because I want to start my next cycle as lean as possible. Again, this cycle had some body fat to get off, so I've been in a caloric restrictive state for, almost a year now, which is getting old fast. And even though I'm still doing caloric restriction right now, I really hope that I can keep things respectful, keep my body fat levels low, that by the time the next cycle comes around, I don't have to be so restrictive. I can just eat according to my hunger. And that way I don't have to use an appetite suppressant in the form of a liraglutide or low-dose modafinil, for example. Next time around, I want to cycle my calories between 2,500 to 3,500, depending on my activity levels. But for now, the main goal is just to stay as lean as possible, prevent body fat accumulation. I'm still doing my daily fasted cardio, 30 minutes per day. My training is right now legs twice a week and a chest and tricep workout on Wednesday, leaving about 2 to 4 reps in reserves, right? I'm not training anywhere close to failure because I don't have the recovery capability in the form of anabolic androgenic steroids or other peptides. I'm just doing ACG monotherapy. I will experiment with injectable carnitine and MOTS-C, which is a peptide that supports mitochondrial functioning. So those 3 is what I'm going to be running for the next couple of months. 250 IUs ACG 3 times per week, 1,000 milligrams injectable carnitine every day before fasted cardio, and I might split that up to 500 milligrams injectable carnitine before fasted cardio and before the workouts on workout days 3 times per week, and then 5 milligrams MOTS-C 2 times per week on Monday and Friday. And don't worry guys, I will release dedicated videos when I'm done trialing both of these compounds, so stay tuned for that. It might still take a few more weeks, but when I have some conclusive hands-on and anecdotal experience with injectable carnitine, which I've used in the past, but it's been many years ago, now I have access to pharmaceutical injectable carnitine. And when I have some more experience with that, I will make a dedicated video comparing injectable carnitine to oral L-carnitine, L-tartrate, and how it can be applied in different kinds of settings. And when I have some more experience with MOTS-C and blood work before, during, and after. I'll make a dedicated video about Mod C as well. Stay tuned. And before I forget, I reintroduced after many years, after convincing myself and seeing some of your comments on the video about supplements that time forgot, I reintroduced 2 grams of beta-hydroxy beta-methylbutyrate in an attempt to mitigate some of the soreness, which I'm sure is slowly coming back now that I'm off cycle and I'm training legs twice per week. So I'm taking 2 grams HMB before the workout 3 times per week, and I'm spacing that out 1 gram in the morning, 1 gram in the evening to see if I can prevent soreness over the next couple of weeks and prevent my muscle mass from atrophying too severely. There was one comment on that previous video which sold me on HMB again. Somebody mentioned that HMB lowered their serum creatinine levels. So I'm willing to buy a couple more bottles, give this experiment another run to see if HMB indeed can lower serum creatinine. Now, in my case, my creatinine has been going up according to my muscle mass. I've had very high creatinine levels in the past. But if HMB indeed can lower serum creatinine, then at least it's a valid method to keep serum creatinine under control. So stay tuned for that video. It will drop when I have some before, during, and after blood work results. Because, well, it's not a Vigorous Steve video without some goddamn blood work results. I think that's pretty much all I want to update for this video. You're going to find everything that I'm associated with in the YouTube description section. Follow me on Instagram at Vigorous Steve. Follow me on TikTok as well. I upload all of my shorts and reels right there for your viewing pleasure. A deteriorating front double bicep for the Vigorous crew. It's not that bad yet, but might get worse in the future. Thank you guys so much. Daily videos, fingers crossed, from now onwards. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video.